All right, what's going on, everyone? Happy Monday. It's July 11th, 2025, and we are live and alive in the 915 El Paso, Chucotown. My name is Richie David Marrufo. I'll be your MC and host today, and I am the project director of Barbed Open Mic series based out of here in the U.S. Southwest, El Paso, Texas, like I said. But because this is online, because this is on our live stream, we get to connect with people from all over the country and all over the world. It is an open mic for writers and musicians, so we welcome original work as well as covers of both poems and songs. The link to sign up is in the description of this video. We have a pretty healthy list today, but if you guys want to sign in, I think you can sign up and join us. All you need to do is just have a Zoom app on your computer, tablet, or phone. If you're playing music, there's a little bit you have to negotiate. You have to like fine tune some settings, but otherwise, we welcome you. And if today's not the day, that's fine because we're here every Monday, every week, no pressure. And if you want to do any kind of unique things, let us know beforehand, and we can work something out. But I want to give a shout out to people who were here super early, waiting at the gates for us to open the event. We got Samuel Wilson. Sandy, Elizabeth in the house. Thank you guys for being here with us. There's top fan badges now? That's new. Can everyone see that, or can I only see that? Can you guys see the top fan badges on the live chat? That's new. Okay, that's awesome. Well, anyway, if you are here checking it out and listening in, it's always nice to know who's here. So, say hello in the chat, say your name. If you're listening from anywhere in particular that is in El Paso or the El Paso region, let us know. It's always nice to know who's tuning in. Of course, this is live on Monday, every Monday, starting at around 8:30-ish p.m. Mountain Time. So, do the math based on where you're at, what time zone you're in. But if you want to sign up, be on the lookout for our link. You can subscribe to our link tree. It's also linked in the description of this video. And if you're an EPCC student looking for Tejano Passport credit, there are directions in the description as well. I understand that it's probably the end of summer one session. I know that because I'll be teaching the summer two session, which starts next week. Otherwise, this is like any other open mic. If you want to perform, you have to sign up. Performers get about 5 to 7 minutes. That's give or take. We have a little bit of we're a little loose on that sometimes, but that's generally what you want to hit. You don't have to use all that time, of course. And of course, I'm always going to ask you guys to share your social media handles, if you have a YouTube, link trees are the best because you can just throw everything on there. Anyway, hey, Paperback Poet, what's going on? Hello, hello. I know that's Sam. Yeah. Okay, so our first person who signed up is not here yet. So we're gonna go ahead and move along. And like I said, just introduce yourselves if you want, and any links that you want to share, we can forward to everyone tuning in on YouTube. Otherwise, for those of you watching, let us know your favorite lines. If there's some like an image or a metaphor that hits you a specific way, man, let us know in the chat. That's really good feedback. Lastly, before we start, we do have some in-person events in El Paso. So if you are in the region, Tuesday, we're going to be at Mona Bar of Modern Art. Sign up starts at 8 p.m., show starts at 9 p.m. That is an everything open mic. So if you do theater, if you do drama, if you dance, if you do any kind of like magic. I don't know. It's like a talent show. If you got talent, come sign up. It is the most open of all our open mics. Come on through. Wednesday, we have our writers' night at Proof and Press. Those have been really fun. We start with a writing workshop at 7 p.m. and we go until about 9-ish, and then we transition into a writer's mic where people get to read on the mic. So come on through for that. We don't have anything this Thursday, but the following Thursday, which is going to be, I should have had this ready actually. We do have some special events coming up this month on a Thursday, including a songwriter night. We do this every 2 months with EP Takes the Stage. And next Thursday, the 17th, we're gonna have our next version of that. So if you are a songwriter and want to have a little bit of a writing session, I led the last one, and it was fun to see people do their craft. We gave them some time to write and then share what they wrote. Kind of obviously works in progress for music. But some people came up with some pretty cool stuff. 24th will be at on the east side, Rally Point Coffee East. That's where Ed shines all the time. And then 31st will be at Old Sheepdog Brewery. That's like Thursday. So we have some weeks we're gonna have like four open mics in a row. So Pay attention, guys. Hope to see you guys there. Otherwise, let's go ahead and kick this thing off. It is an online mic. We got people joining us from all over. In fact, we're going to kick things off from our friend in Greenfield, Massachusetts, who's going to do a little bit of a cappella poetry a cappella. It is time for the oncoming storm. That's right. It is storm. All right. When you're ready, go ahead and take it away. Hey.
Thanks. First, a tech question. Are you hearing the fan? Do I need to turn it off?
It's coming out a little bit.
Okay. It's been very hot here for what we're used to. So, okay. The machine that wrote this poem, and this is a piece I put together for where we are at the moment in the country and the world, I guess you could say. The machine that wrote this poem. The machine that wrote this poem is infallible. 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 The machine that wrote this poem isn't fallible. The machine that wrote this poem isn't valuable. The poem that wrote this machine isn't valuable. The poem that this valuable machine isn't wrote. The valuable poem that wrote this machine isn't. Note to all consumers. The machine that wrote this poem has been found to be human and is therefore capable of many errors in syntax and judgment. We apologize for any inconvenience or damage this may cause. We are aware of the current situation and hope to have corrected these flaws by the time we showcase our next model. Your patience and understanding are gratefully acknowledged and appreciated. I am crying for the world this morning. I don't know how to sing. I am crying for the world this evening, wondering what tomorrow will bring. Crying for the dreamers, crying for our dreams, crying for these days we live in, where nothing's as it seems. Crying while I'm wailing, crying not making a sound, crying, feeling so lost, asking to be found. Crying for the resident, crying for our priests, crying for all children, waiting for release. Breathe deep of the mother. Raise your prayers to our Father and the Son. Stand your ground together and do what must be done. I'm crying for the world this morning, yet I've found a song to sing. We can laugh and dance this evening, no matter what tomorrow may bring. We can laugh and dance this evening, no matter what tomorrow may bring. We must laugh and dance this evening, no matter what tomorrow may bring. I wrote the poem in 1979 and the song in 2018, and it works today. Okay, and my second and last piece, terrorism. Two women converse in another language as rapidly as machine gun fire. It is easy to suspect the foreigner, yet it may be the blue-eyed blonde who bears a bomb because of some imagined slight or a secret religious conversion. It is not escalating colors or squeaky taped warnings that truly signal heightened danger, but the fact that looking at another's face, it has become more acceptable to see a stranger than it may be ever again to find your friend. Has anybody here seen that old value caring? Can you tell me where it's gone? It once formed us as people, yet the times they are changing. I'm not really sure where it's gone. Has anybody here seen that old value charity? Can you tell me where it's gone? It once formed us as people, yet the times they are changing. I'm not really sure where it's gone. Has anybody here seen that old value compassion? Can you tell me where it's gone? It once formed us as people, yet the times they are changing. I'm not really sure where it's gone. Has anybody here seen that old value community? Can you tell me where it's gone? It once formed us as people, yet the times they are changing. And I think it's time we remember the ways once taught us by Abraham, Martin, Emma Rosa, Bobby, and John. So I wrote the poem in 2007. I wrote the variant in 2017. The original song is Abraham, Martin, and John by Dion.
Okay, cool. And if you please feel free to share the links. I know you said you would post them, so as soon as you
Oh
share them
yeah,
here,
People's
yeah.
Music Network for Songs of Freedom and Struggle and Daily Antidote of Song. Two things definitely worth checking out. People's Music Network for Songs of Freedom and Struggle does things online and a couple of times a year in the physical. Daily Antidote of Song is on 7 days a week, 365 days. Come listen to someone present a song or two and get interviewed. We have basically been banned from Facebook, so we lost a lot of followers who don't know that we're still around. So if you see what I put in the post, if you could put it on your personal Facebook page, that would be great.
All right. Power to the people, man. Yeah, get everyone built up. You could do it once, so do it again. Thank you, Storm, for kicking things off today. Shout out to Halebrook. Thanks for joining us in the live chat. Always good to hear from you. If you don't follow Halebrook, he joins us from time to time here online, but also in person. In fact, he made it to our very first songwriter night that we did our collaboration with EPs. EP Takes the Stage. And also, I got a little carried away at the beginning. I forgot to mention something. I want to promote this book really quick. So there's an El Pasoan, Daniel Elias Galicia. He has an upcoming book from Button Poetry. Yes, that Button Poetry. He has a book called Still Desert that is going to be released August 5th. Please, if you can, buy a copy. This book, a lot of the genesis of it is after the August 3rd shooting. So we're coming up on an anniversary of that, and it's released August 5th. We're coordinating with having a special book release and reading with him, some sort of event to celebrate the book. It's called Still Desert off of Button Poetry. I believe they posted an image of a quote from it the other day. But if you live in the area, if you just want to support, check it out. Also, if you live in El Paso or in the region, you know these sons here. My mom loves to collect these, and I broke one once, so this hits really close to home right here. Playing baseball in the front yard, I might add. But anyway, I want to give a shout out to Daniel here. We had coffee the other day, and you'll be hearing more from him. I just want to promote the book really quick. Bun Poetry, yes, that button poetry. It's awesome to have an El Pasoan represented there. So cool. That was a quick commercial. Now we're gonna go ahead and tune in with another badass writer who's living in Denver. He's Beat Poet Laureate. He is Michael Sindler. Michael has returned. We always miss it when you're gone. Even I know you've been back lately, but I'm still thinking about that time you've been gone. But Mike, when you're ready, go ahead and take it away.
Okay, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Yeah, it is great to be back. Wonderful opening storm. You always have something profound for us, and certainly did not disappoint. Um, I'm going to real quickly put up lighthousewriters.org, which I always do because they have all kinds of wonderful classes and workshops and neat stuff that is a lot of stuff that is online. So well worth checking out. Um, you can probably tell I'm still like just not all here, but I'm getting back. I'm slowly getting back. Uh, I wanted to do this one because it was just the fourth, and this has been like the weirdest feeling I've had for the fourth probably ever. Just like something in the pit of my chest. But this is called My Banner is a Quilt. She said, your loud blasts and showered color don't speak to me. My people didn't have a dog in that fight. We stayed in the field while y'all galloped and marched all up the coast. Neither side treated us better. All created equal. Those were words that rang hollow. Hell, most of us couldn't even read them since education was a flogging offense. Even after we supposedly got free almost 100 years later, a bunch of y'all kept a bunch of us from even knowing it happened. And it ain't like sharecropping was a huge step up. But y'all made us free enough to fight in your wars, way over yonder where y'all was still fighting one another. And for a while, we thought we were catching up. But the joke was on us. Because sometimes white men in black robes is as bad as white men in white ones. I can't find nothing to celebrate. When my boy can't go to school without me worrying if I'll ever see him again, when I can't drive a car or walk down the street or even sleep in my bed without having a target painted on me for men in blue with itchy trigger fingers, when I can't stand in my own yard without somebody thinking I'm a burglar, because that's what my kind doing, and because what's my kind doing in a nice neighborhood? All that blue and red is striped and star and white. Ain't no color that represents me in sight on that spangly banner y'all go on and on about. My banner is a quilt made of patches stitched together, tattered and torn, harvested scraps, pieced together with care and craft, sewn up into something sacred, echoing patterns from where we came from, patterns of what we lived through, patterns of how we loved, when everywhere outside those edges was somewhere we weren't meant to be. So you loft your sheet up that pole and shoot fire around it. Sit on blankets eating all that good soul food we taught you how to make. I'll be inside as close to safe as I can get with Miles and Marvin and Tupac, drowning out those booms and bangs that sound too much like what could happen any time to me in your land of the free. I'll be waiting for that arc to bend because I've been pushing on it all my life, and all I see is just us every time all the dust settles. So don't expect me to get excited for your fireworks and fanfare. I don't care for none of it. because it don't seem this country cares a lot for me. And I'm going to do one more. And this is called Food Not Bombs in the Park. I'm a big fan of Food Not Bombs. Food Not Bombs in the park. Homeless hover like pigeons, waiting for seeds or crumbs. Always wary yet relaxed. Bundled blankets and packs hold whole lives. Circling aimless migration around and around from station to station and park to park. Huddling in the dark and cold, grasping for purchase, too rare to hold. Okay, and I'll go ahead and put on the old hat. And I just thought I'd read a couple of pieces by one of my favorite authors, Wallace Stevens. And this first one is just called Sonnet. Lo, even as I passed beside the booth of roses and beheld them brightly twine to damask's heights, taking them as a sign of my own self still unconcerned with truth, even as I held up in hands uncouth and drained with joy the golden bodied wine, deeming it half unworthy, half divine, from out the sweet rimmed goblet of my youth. Even in that pure hour, I heard the tone of grievous music stir in memory, telling me of the time already flown from my first youth. It sounded like the rise of distant echo from dead melody, soft as a song heard far in paradise. And I'm going to do what is almost certainly Stephen's most famous poem, The Emperor Ice Cream. Call the roller of big cigars, the muscular one, and bid him whip in kitchen cups, concipient curds. Let the wenches dawdle in such dress as they are used to wear, and let the boys bring flowers in last month's newspapers. Let be finale of seam. The only emperor is the emperor of ice cream. Take from the dresser of deal, lacking the three glass knobs, that sheet on which she embroidered fantails once, and spread it so as to cover her face. If her horny feet protrude, they come to show how cold she is and dumb. Let the lamp affix its beam. The only emperor is the emperor of ice cream. Okay. Thank y'all very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Michael. I love that piece so much. The Emperor of Ice Cream. That's always a really fun one to kind of teach and talk about in when I teach my classes, but I'm sure anyone too, right? Let be finale of seam. Okay, so and of course, as always, shout out to Lighthouse Writers. Check them out online. A lot of great resources available that are worth checking out. So all you aspiring writers out there, I know there's peeps in the chat who join us from time to time, and some people who come to our shows and just check them out and listen in, but have that aspiration. So definitely check out the resources. There are plenty. And if you're in the El Paso region, there's a really great workshop as well, the El Paso Writers Workshop. And I'll let Ed mention that a little bit more, but we're going to go and move things back to El Paso. Ed Gonzalez, Jedi, up next on the mic. Hey, Ed. Love the shirt.
Ah, thank you. Uh, thank you, everybody. Thank you, BWOMS. Thank you, Richie. Thank you, Kit. Happy Monday. Well, as happy as you can get it. Hello to the Monday regulars, and hello to YouTube. I have two of my own and two covers. I'm gonna get to it real quick because I know we got a big list. So I just gratitude. And I'm gonna start off with one from my hopefully upcoming book. This one is from the Luna Dream Journal. At least that's the chapter I have it laid out to. This one's entitled Gray. Gray matter runs through my spinal column. Like an octopus, like an octopus, it's got brains everywhere. I'm noticing some interesting developments growing long in as I'm growing long in the tooth. For example, and the things I choose to remember, like I can open my locker at Lincoln High School, but I don't remember the 3-digit code to get into my garage. I could still make flawless turkey burgers and beautiful French toast, but not the name of my last manager that I threatened with physical violence on several occasions. And um, it's an amazing gob of goo is our gray matter. Last night's dream had me playing Nintendo 64 with my brother Steve, who has passed on. He visits from time to time. And a manager that I can't remember his name. And he asks me where the restroom is. And I direct him, and my brother says, I'll be right back. And then the phone rings, and I answer my rotary phone. It's my brother Steve's boyfriend, Noah, making inappropriate suggestions, and I tell him, I'm not Steve. Then he hangs up. And I explain to Steve when he returns. He assures me that he'll never show his face again to avoid any and all repercussions. What an amazing gob of goo we have. All right, that was from the Dream Journal. And this one I had wrote, it's been edited a few times, just with things going on. I've entitled it The Fourth. And I've edited the name a couple of times too. But anyway, here we go. Fourth. Another fourth is here with very little to celebrate. Nonetheless, I laid out a menu and a strategy for the fourth. Sans offspring and grandchildren, it's air fryer time. Starting with boar's head brats and Nathan's colossal quarter-pound dogs, and commencing with chopping of white onions and the organizing of Tillamook cheese slices, then boar's head mustard, and topped off with our world famous chili, no beans, because if it does have beans, it has to be called something else. And then applied generously to steak fries with cheddar cheese. With the food set, all the information is out there about the fascists and what they're doing to everyone, citizen or not. Many are complacent, thinking that it won't affect them. But all those Nazi flag waving non-billionaires will find out what we already know. They're building detention camps for all of us. And recent events had altered my plans. I will continue my resistance in shifts, allowing for non-doom scrolling and social media platform breaks and peaceful lunchtimes to maintain my mental health up to and including daily walks with several soundtracks, based on mood. My new prescription was to put in place by the fallout from the gutting of FEMA and NOAA. Many lives were lost and families destroyed. I work at the pharmacy in that area for 9 years, and I knew many of the families. Mourning will trigger many actions like this. Our mental health is of vast importance. Please seek help if needed. My door is always open. The angels are on our side. Peace, y'all. Okay. And I'll follow up with my two covers. This one I asked for permission um, by what did I write it down? By the great Chris Billings, the barefoot poet. entitled Guadalupe Rivers Overflowing, rising fast and moving swift, flash flooding from Kerrville to New Braunfels, causing damage and despair along the way on this Independence Day. Little cause for celebration for many, as hopes and dreams are washed away by angry waters, with no regard for the lives that it will affect. But at least with the river, it's not cruelty, it's nature at its worst. But still nature, not like the angry waters let loose in Washington from the halls of Congress. No, those waters are cruel. Those waters have no regard for life. They are simply the waters of a greedy and the cowards that will sweep away all hopes and dreams with no thought or care, starting on this Independence Day. Here, for now, is calm and peaceful, with gentle rain falling. Go out and stand in it. Let it wash away your fears, if only for a while. Chris Billings, the Barefoot Poet. One of my favorite humans. Okay, and moving on to the Piece of the Wild Things by Wendell Berry. When despair for the world grows in me, and when I wake in the night at the least sound in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds, and I come into the peace of wild things, who do not tax their lives with forethought or grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me they blind stars waiting in their light. For the time I rest in the grace of the world, and I am free. Once again, thank you, BWOMS. Thank you, Richie. Thank you, Kit. Your show makes Mondays great. Thank you, Monday regulars. Thank you, YouTube. And I want to shout out El Paso Poetry Workshop Group. We're on Facebook. Cheers, y'all. Aloha.
All right, cheers. Thank you, Ed. Move a little bit to your right. We want to see that T-shirt behind you too. Check that out. BWOMS T-shirt. Oh, look at that! Look at that! It's the Typewriter and Bloom T-shirt. Thank you so much for supporting in the T-shirt, Ed Gonzalez. Go catch him live in person at Rally Point Coffee and check out the El Paso Writers Workshop. I did link it up in the YouTube chat, so you can click on it. I can't join as BWOMS because they don't accept pages apparently. So there's still a wall for me to peek over, but no, it's okay. Go check out the poetry workshop again. If you guys have resources, definitely take advantage of them. I know it's the online stream, so you heard it here first. We are close to working something out with the MAC, the Mexican American Cultural Center, for some artist workshops, teaching artist workshops. So opportunities for our writing community, so they can lead stuff in the upcoming year. We're really looking forward to that. So you heard it here first. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, thanks for also shout out to Lara Lynette. Lara is here in the live chat with us. Hey Lara. Good to see you in the chat with us. Killed it last Tuesday at Rosewood, by the way, as always. And let's keep this night going. We're going to stick around El Paso. Next up, we have not only a master poet, but a master gardener. She cultivates her words and her gardens. Without further ado, here is Robin Schofield. Hey.
Hey, Richie. Hey, everybody. Happy Monday. Yeah, I went out to my county garden this morning and got bitten by a bunch of ants. That was fun. Think of the garden as a peaceful place, but it's actually a battlefield. So I'm going to read some entirely new stuff. I'm a little bit trepidatious about doing it. But it's stuff I wrote when I was in Massachusetts recently. Where was I? New Ashford, Massachusetts. Let's see. I am the fervid green leaves breathing in wind, the squash bee asleep in the squash flower, the firefly blinking for love. I am the flash of light on the ceiling from a random sun ray. I am temporary, made of time and tempo, a beat which plays me once and once only, but why then do I remember the fireflies? Do I give them light in my psyche, which lasts a bit longer maybe? I am that temporary, so that I can only be that flash of light which doesn't disappear, which remains in the wind. Okay. And then I guess I gave this one a title, huh? Traveling Light. Made of tempo and temporality, an instant of light, a flash of dark, repeating and repeating to say, I want to love you. When I was so young 50 years ago, I said it to a callow young man, my downfall as my light almost went out. But the lights flashed and the dark and the Big Bang 15 million years ago, the big flash that started a cosmic wave of momentum and light traveling until I was made and waved back, a flash of light like a firefly, wanting to find love flashing in the dark. I tried to signal with semaphore and riddle. I flashed my signs, I said my poems. The cosmos swept me along as the light traveled. I was stuck in an eddy for a long while. The light pooled and whirled. Something. Male fireflies are not too particular. Whoever comes first to their signal. When I was melancholy in autumn, I stayed up all night writing the forlorn sonnets that were semaphores or a lifeline to a man with blue, intense eyes, a Milton scholar, no less. In the muggy nights of Austin, I saw his light. I chose him for the time that's short. Fireflies live for 60 days as fireflies. We think we live so much longer. At night in New England, we see them beyond the porch lights, knowing that the adults live for only enough time to mate and reproduce. Even in the pupal stage, underground or underwater, the glow persists. All right, so those are my new poems. Maybe, I don't know. And I almost filled up half a notebook while I was there. And then this is something from my manuscript that I've been working on because it's the first poem, so I thought I would try to touch it up a bit. So this is like number 13 on this one. Muse of Desert Landscape. Where air touches earth are the colors of coyote, yellow marble sun, solid as mirage in a Martian dome. The great Chihuahuan desert rises and rains down, heavy particles and fine that sift through shifting windows and doors. Sky sand, the colors of coyote, brown, gray, tan, tinge of red. Hunger, a shapeshifter's best disguise. See her rib cage like walking rain. Voles signal from a sunset hill. Run for your lives, don't tarry while the worm moon is full. Don't be taken in by the silver sheen of the desert tonight. Under the exosphere, shiny and black, sound the howls of the nightly skulk. All right. Let's see, I'm going to do a cover poem of, if I can get it. Oh, yeah. It's Victoria Reddle, The Psychic. I've read this before, but it's worth, I think, hearing about the white light of Alma again, so that we can spread the white light of Alma on everybody. the psychic. He said I must pay special attention in cars. He wasn't, he assured me, saying that I'd be in an accident, but that for 2 weeks, some particular caution was in order. And he said all I really needed to do was throw the white light of Alma around any car I entered, and then I'd be fine. And when I asked about Alma, he said, "Oh, come on, you know Alma well. You two were together first in Egypt, then at Stonehenge." And I nodded, though I've never been, at least in this life, to Stonehenge. Then I said, "Shouldn't I always throw the white light of Alma around a car?" And when he said, "Well, it wouldn't hurt," I said, "Well, what about planes, houses? What if I throw the white light of Alma around anyone who might need protection from the reckless speed of driving or the reckless swerve and skid of the world?" And the psychic opened his hands and shrugged up his shoulders. So, despite your doubt, or mine, as to why I'd gone there, to a psychic in, I kid you not, a town of psychics, in the first place, right now, as you read this, let me throw the white light of Alma around you and everyone you pass close to today, beloved or stranger, the grocer, the bus driver, the boy on his longboard, the lady you stand silent beside in the elevator. And also, I am throwing it around anyone they care about, anywhere in the spin of the world, because we can agree that these days, everywhere, particular caution is in order. And even if unverifiable, the light of my dear sister Alma couldn't hurt. So thank you, Kit, for the invention of the cover poem. And that is a lot of fun, that poem. And do come to Tumblewords on Saturdays. I get a lot of my first drafts done in Tumblewords. And we took a week off, but we're going to come roaring back with Maria Pettis, I think. Yes? Maybe. Okay, back to you, Richie.
Okay, thank you, Robin. As always, one of the best promos for Tumblewords, if I say so myself. A lot of you guys have attended, and if you haven't, what are you waiting for? They're Saturdays, 1 to 3 online. Yeah, you hit up Kit, who will be reading a little bit later. We'll share all links and all that good stuff. So, I want to thank everyone who's been joining us. I give a shout out to Lara Lynette earlier. I want to give a shout out to Sue Schnitzer as well, who's watching online for a moment. Good to see you as well. Miss you when you can. Come back. We're here. But we're gonna go ahead and keep traveling because we can do that. I can snap, and we are now in New Orleans, where we have Sam Hardy going to share some poetry with us. So, Sam, welcome back. Happy Monday. When you're ready, go ahead and take it away. The spotlight is yours.
Thank you. Hey, everyone. I hope
Hey.
everybody's doing great. Let's see. I have a few poems here. I know Pride is over with, but I wrote this poem and I completely forgot about it, and I didn't even read it during Pride. I never wrote about being a lesbian. I wrote about love, how it felt, how it left me, how it saved me, how it taught me to break and rebuild. I wrote about kisses like burning letters, goodbyes that echoed through years, the smell of her hair, the way she tucked it behind her ear, flying 6,000 miles to see her, to a city that would never learn my name. Not about rainbow parades, not about flags or chants, but about the first woman I loved, who taught me that pride is quieter than any anthem. For me, pride was learning to hold her hand, even when the world stared, sitting across from her Muslim parents and not shrinking. It is the small yes, the soft I'm here, the way I keep loving her even when it hurts me. It is not disco and glitter sticks, but sticking to your own truth, speaking with your authentic voice, standing up for your rights, if only in words on a page. It is the promise I make to myself to never disappear again for anyone, to stand up inside my skin, to love her and myself out loud. As lovers came and went, I was always proud, even of the quiet way I whispered their names into my own darkness. The next one is called That Voice. I wake up to her voice, mine, but crueler. She tells me I'm failing, that I should be thinner, louder, quieter, more grateful, less me. I eat breakfast under her glare. She counts every bite as too much, calls sugar a sin, calls sadness pathetic, tells me I'm lazy, that I ruin everything I touch. She doesn't hit me, not with fists. She abuses me in whispers and shame. She remembers everything I regret and forgets everything I've survived. She hoards it, all the should haves and not enoughs, like ammunition, an active shooter killing any attempts for me to rise, to succeed. And still, I tell her she's smart. I tell her she's still someone who could be loved. But really, I'm in an abusive relationship with myself. Tonight, I am brave. I stand at the mirror, look her in the eye, and say, "You're not God. You're not truth. You're just a wound that forgot how to heal." I turn off the light, and for the first time, I sleep without her voice pressed against my throat. And my next one is brand new. It's going to be in my upcoming book about sexual assault for sexual assault survivors. It's called Ring. I answer. There's a pause, like the whole world is holding its breath. I wait as the caller rethinks the decision to call. They don't know me. They don't think I'll understand. Me, a stranger on the other end of the line. Volumes are spoken in the silence, in the hesitation. But to me, silence is a second language I've already learned to speak. Then, like a mirror shattering, she breaks and tells me the story she never thought she'd tell, the secret that stuck in her throat for years, sharper than glass. She thinks she's all alone, that no one will believe her, that the hurt is too ugly to hold. But I hold it. I hold it because there is nowhere else to put it, because she needs to hear that it wasn't your fault, more than she needs oxygen. I listen as her words stagger and collapse. I say quietly, "I'm here. You're not alone, and I believe you." Hoping she hears me because I remember how important knowing this was. She cries in a language older than words, and for a moment the line between us glows, an invisible bridge built out of raw truth, a single light in a night she thought would never end. When she hangs up, I don't cry. I drink water, sit with her echoes, her story stitched now into parts of me that will always remain. And one more really short one. It's called Crumbs. She pours disdain into a cup of coffee, every sip a reminder that some women learn bitterness before they even learn to love. I speak of plans. She taps her fingers on the table, rolls her eyes, the same eyes that once smiled at me and once adored me. But I keep smiling at her because when you're starving, even breadcrumbs feel like a meal. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Sam. And as always, I know you left your link tree, so I will make sure to forward that to everyone on YouTube. If you're just tuning in, this is our online mic. We've had amazing readers and performances so far, many, many more on the list. We're going to go ahead, and of course, that was Sam in New Orleans. We're actually going to go ahead and travel to South Euclid, Ohio, just like that, where we have Doc Janning ready to go. Doc, when you're ready, go and take it away. Hey.
Thank you, Richie. This is Timeless Incalescence. In the timelessness of Tonglen and the infinite intimacy of Darshan lie the sacred journey and splendor of love. They rise over horizons of mind, revealing inscapes of mystery and dream in the colors of dawn and fragrance of the lotus. In incalescent ecstasy, create a new quantum of being, the emergent euphoria and bliss of a new nirvana, and exist in a moment of ukiyo, reaching across Solgata and Mangata, into the ethereal, eternal worlds of each other, becoming. Foucault's pendulum, swinging, circling, spiraling to the rhythms of Gaia, to the rhythms of space and time. A vision of infinity, of mysteries, traceries in the air, in quantum entanglements, in the fabric of being and existence. A point, a chord, and a weight, a summation of eternity. The unfolding lotus. In a yearning gaze lie all the moments of days, dreams, and reflections of joy. Stories and poems unfold, echoing in silent voices and languages unknown. Music and song soar in the infinite Music and song soar in the infinite richness of time, refracting in euphoria and bliss. All express the unfolding lotus, its ambrosial fragrance, and the nirvana of love. S and Nu. Infinite energies flow through eternities of dark. A random spark ignites, and life. Life in its wholeness and its brokenness, to exist in a wabi-sabi multiverse. Exist a journey of light and shadow in a greater consciousness, learning and teaching in the samsara of time. Searching for its self amid inscapes and horizons of emotion, hope, and dream. Searching for expression in the languages of poetry and music, and the ammancy of being. S and Nu, a quantum entanglement and a becoming, a refraction of forever. And I will finish with something I wrote just today. I attended a drum circle yesterday evening, and I didn't play an instrument, but I observed. And this is part of what I observed. The title is Coventry Drum Dancers. Bodies pulsing, moving to ancient rhythms, dancing to the beat of the circle, bare feet swirling, whirling across the pavement, arms outflung, hair flying, dancing in the throes of ecstasy, the dance of the drum. Thank you.
All right, Doc. Any promos as well before we move along?
Nothing today, thank you.
All right. Appreciate you for stopping by and for those pieces. There's always a lot to meditate on, and a lot of deep, eternal, cosmic things. Love it. Okay, hey, so we heard from one third of the bearded bardos earlier. We got the next two up next, and first up, joining us from a bridge to nowhere, according to him, we have Bubba Baluba, one of the bearded bardos, Bubba Baluba. Let's get you on. Let's see where are you? Hey,
Beardo Bards of the Bardo.
there you go. I was just shortening it.
But only we can say it correctly because no one else ever has. So that's perfectly all right.
There it is.
We invented the group name so that no one could, so it would be a tongue twister a bit. So where was I? Oh, we're gonna start with these are all new poems. Swiftly fly the day, swiftly fly the years. After Tevye, Goldie, Saito, Chava, and Hodel. What is it about sunsets that gives us hope? They possess innate beauty in ever-changing wisps of watercolor hues. Most often we witness them whilst driving in bumper-to-bumper traffic or in a parking lot, If driving in a car, it's too inconvenient to pull over to take a pic. Most parking lots disallow a photo without obstructions like lampposts, fences, and other buildings. Once, while driving, I experienced a fuchsia heavy sunset and drove to a boat launch on Merry Meeting Bay, but when I arrived, the bay faced the wrong way. Sunsets are by nature evasive. They show themselves but play hide and seek, hard to get and catch me if you can. They are a gift from Mama Gaia, created exclusively as a feast for the eyes, something wholly out of reach, and intended to inspire dreamers to dream and poets to do what they do. And this is Take a Bridge to Wherever the Fuck You Want to. My life then took a wrong turn onto a bridge to nowhere, which was a dead-end road with no end in sight. So I decided I needed to make a U-E, then hang a Louie or two-E to do what I had to do to be able to continue on a track that did not lead back to where I had been before, again and again and over and over and over again, despite my declaration of independence against history repeating itself and my adherence to Einstein's definition of insanity. I have found myself going nowhere fast on the same bridge to nowhere, which incidentally raises its toll by a nickel each next time I enter. And of course, it's the only cash-only toll bridge anywhere that doesn't accept Easy Pass. So I drop by the bank every week for a roll of nickels, which might be myself manifesting a self-fulfilling prophecy in the same vein as keeping a couple rolls of quarters on hand in case my washer or dryer breaks down, which feels like my future is narrated by Paula Abdul and MC Scat Cat singing one step forward, two steps back, even after having cleats surgically implanted to the soles of my feet to prevent backsliding after waking up on the wrong side of the bed, because bed manufacturers refuse to label which side of any bed is wrong or right, and how is anyone supposed to know which side of a bed is wrong or right, which can lead to occasionally not knowing the difference between right or wrong or right or left, which can warp anyone's sense of direction, leading to wrong turns and on wrong roads, because sometimes, despite following directions to a T, where we end up is beyond our control, which leads me to wonder if I had a nickel for every time I woke up on the wrong side of the bed or took a wrong turn. Could I finally insert a period at the end of this sentence? And this next piece, again, another newer piece. Why the 23andMe report said I was 1% Albert Einstein. What if my bald spot started filling in? What if my permanently receded hairline decided to flow rather than ebb? What if my hair decided to grow at a rate producing a mess of wavy, curly locks that required me to go to an overpriced stylist instead of getting a number two buzz cut from a barber? I might have to purchase pomade or mousse. Is hair mousse still a thing? What about Brill cream? Then, of course, all it would take would be a perfectly humid day to activate my scalp's innate ability to Einstein out. But because I am 58 going on 59, when I see a man my age or older with really nice hair like my brother Alan, who is 63 and 5 months old, 63 years and 5 months old, I just rub the top of my buzz cut head, which coincidentally is absent greasy, sticky, stiff hair product, and remind myself how much less it costs to use a barber. And finally, one more. How an unconventional alarm clock led me to a career in interior design. The horizontal blinds that exist on the wall opposite my bed have a tiny crooked gap that allows just enough sunlight to travel across the room to the spot on my bed where my pillow resides, on which my head lays atop the pillow. And since I sleep on my left side, that incorrigible shaft of light that exits through the gap directly targets my face on my right eye, serving as a most reliable alarm clock, forcing my eyes to open, injecting solar swords into my ocular sensory system, causing a bitch of a headache resembling the tail end of a tequila hangover, despite not drinking a drip of liquor the previous eve. This headache aspires to be a migraine whose existence is disallowed due to a wee triangular maroon blood thinner pill called Xarelto that can cost anywhere between 3 cents to $13.33, depending on the pricing powers that be at Janssen Pharmaceuticals. I make a conscious decision to take a trip to Target to purchase a decorative brushed nickel curtain rod and blackout curtains. There are several different colored curtains marked down below half price on a clearance end cap. I become possessed by the bargain hound genes provided by my stereotypical Jewish mother, whose ghost often guides me without my permission. I buy one set of both forest green and tan curtains and an extra curtain rod for a different bedroom window, then install the rods and fit them with both colors of curtains. I look at the color block displays, which remind me of a sweater from the 80s, and congratulate myself for my newfound interior design prowess. So I walk around the house and think this needs to be done with every window, especially the den, which has 3 windows right next to each other and enough room for 4 different colored curtains. And if I finally hang all the unhung art I have leaning against the walls and in the closet of an empty bedroom, and I finally invite 5 or 6 friends over for a dinner party, how impressed they'll be with my eclectic interior design and awesome culinary genius. They'll suggest I write a cookbook and my home should have a spread and Dwell magazine, but truthfully, I might be too lazy for all of it. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you. Any plugs, promotions really quick before we move on?
No, not at all.
Okay, thank you, everyone. That was Bubba Baluba in the house. It's been a while, but thanks for joining us. And next up, we've got another Beardo joining us from San Francisco. It's Dane and Stain. When you're ready, go ahead and take it away. Yo.
All right, thank you. Yeah, it's a few pieces here to read and a little video at the end. First, they came from the brown people. I'm not brown, so it was not my fight. I did nothing. They came for the black people, and I'm not black, so I was silent. I did nothing. I'm not a woman, and so I did not fight when they stole women's liberty. I did nothing. I'm not gay or trans, and when they came for these people, I couldn't understand what the problem is. I did nothing. I was not an illegal alien criminal, so I thought it was not my fight. I did nothing. I was not a child of slaves, and so I was careless when they came for these people too. When they took away birthright citizenship, I did nothing. When they came for rural hospitals, I did nothing. When I had the chance to do something, I didn't vote. I did nothing. I did nothing. I did nothing. I did nothing. In the face of all this fakery, I did nothing. When they came for naturalized citizens, I kept my mouth shut. I did nothing. The intolerable accused me of being intolerant. I remained quiet. I did nothing. I worried with my family around our kitchen table, and now I have no family. Now I have no kitchen table. I traded everyone's freedom for security because I was afraid. I did nothing. Now I have nothing. Because I did nothing, there's nothing left to do. Because I did nothing. Next piece, all they heard. Sometimes someone calls the future, wishing it now. Hurry, now, now, now. Oh, not seeing the poetry in this instant, they wish it away for what they imagine is the better next moment to come. Yet the poetry of this now is gone and lost, and no one of the someones has missed a thing. Blowing in outside from the open window, the beers are not yet cold. You talk like an AA meeting. When you listen long enough, your DNA is re-delivered, tongue-tied poets talking wind through barbed wire whistle. Mad, mad, mad midnight morning rolling down limestone pecas to the hanging tree house. You finger my amygdala. My language spews from me. Pornographic cake, donut glazing, carbogenically sweet, sticky, com complicating the Mexican standoff. A Guatemalan wedding shirt hangs in the changing room of a bathhouse downtown. Across the street, around the corner, a block or two from the Cecil Hotel. And this is what poetry's done to me. I'm sorry. Yes, I'll have fries with that. Your fresh, wet mane drapes roan over flannel cardinal print nightgown. All three cats have their place on the bed. Comfortable on the bed, late afternoon, indica hybrid smoke curls its microclimb cloud. I watch you watch it, wonder what you were thinking. I thinking, oh, what a lucky man I am to have you in my life, and glad to meet your worries, the ones that cannot be undone, that undo us if we let them. This dude will learn to abide. Words do not pass between us. I relive the experience of your special smile that you give just to me, just for me. The one you cannot hide, the one that cannot stifle, it wells up deep inside, blasting out over through fog, night, confusion, everything bad that you live to overcome, to carry on, beaming, starlight, special, only me, the kind of smile that makes babies jealous. I testify now to the blessing of you. And the next piece I'm going to do is a piece that was published. It's a video poem. It's published by Ice Flow Press, and I'm going to put the link in the chat. I host a Tuesday night regular open mic, and tomorrow our guest is going to be Rob from Ice Flow Press, and so let me see if I can share the screen somehow. Let's see. I don't know if this is a window. Yeah, Robert Kenter is the gentleman's name, and no. Well, how does that? Oh, there it is. Hey, just give me a thumbs up if you can hear the thing.
I am down a rabbit hole. Most definitely I am. I want that pink cowboy suit. Them duds like fine to me. Look, I thought about this one word on what was a blank page. Screen, wall, scream. Am I this? All of this one word, silence, cursor blinking to show me where I am lost next. Here, here. Here, carved beach sand, burr on etched metal plate. I hold a salty branch watching what happens next. Swim in an acid bath. I remember Casper printing lithographs of brick walls. I am out of time now. I am not your mistress. Roses for a head, pigeons on my stocking arms. I imagine a pipe. You see the pipe when I say I imagine a pipe. I imagine a tobacco pipe. You see a pipe. I imagine a pipe for smoking tobacco. I imagine I burn my fingers lighting the pipe. Do you imagine my brief pain? See the blank page, see the one word on the page. Both are in my imagination. Like the robot who stole your job. Fucking ATM. I knew one day we would buy a device that does not move, but we still move. We watch what moves. See the movement on the device? The world fits in your pocket. The device moves with us. Everything is moving. Everything is moving. Glendale, California. A corporation made a word for what people will do. illustrators, engineers, architects, lighting designers, writers, painters, graphic designers. They work officially for an umbrella company. Imagination is work. Designing, building everything, theme parks, resorts, attractions, cruise ships, and of oars. Wide range of salaries, potential for ideas. This is not a poem. It's words in random order. Radon, gas, cancer.
All right, man. Any plugs or promos as well? You're talking about the Tuesdays, and I mean, you kind of already mentioned stuff. Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
I do all my best talking when I'm muted. Yeah, 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Tuesday evening. The Zoom doors open. We have a feature, and tomorrow it's going to be a really great artist, and we follow that up with an open mic. And so, there's always room for folks to read. So if you have time, come along.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Dane, for coming through, sharing that. This is not a poem. Reminds me of Julian's hashtag not poetry that you might see later tonight because he's signed up as well. But right now, we're going to stick around in San Francisco, the Bay Area, where we have Finn Bell up next, someone who has brought so many of us together. All right, Finn, so when you are ready, go ahead and take it away. Hello. Happy Tuesday. I mean, Monday. Jeez.
Happy Monday. Thank you so much, Richie. Hello, everybody. Okay, so 3 poems from me, I believe. The first one is a cover. This one is coming from Romeo Oriogun's Sacrament of Bodies. It's called Meeting My Mother Through Death. 19 years after my father's death, I will search for my mother's picture in the portmanteau where he kept the memories that must not see the light. In the dark, I will let my fingers hold pieces of the dogoyaro tree that stand over my buried placenta. I will touch the rough surface of the bong pipe he hid before dying and see a man falling slowly into a grave. I will pass the last blanket he had, the letters my half-brother held tenderly before filling with postage stamps. I will pass the marriage certificates, the cobwebs settling over the signatures of my parents, the court papers that broke them apart. Then I will pull her picture out of the dark. In her picture is a room. I will walk into it and kneel beside a chair as the photographer raises his head over his Polaroid to nod at her, as if a nod is the magic to trap a face in time. I will watch the wind from the window lift her skirt and see the storm underneath, the scars she hid with prayers in the bathroom, the blows, her face turning away as a hand becoming a fist, the bus station, the goodbye that was not said. And when the light blinds our eyes, I will call a name that was not given to me and whisper, Mother. I love a man the same way I loved a girl. I'm afraid I might see her flinch and won't know if it's from the light or from words that cut deeper into every wound her body has ever known. All right, an older poem. This is called Doppelganger's Litany. When I began the days, I enter the room, or does the room enter me? The girl who wears my honey brown skin was in the room with me today, but she wore a slightly altered face. The girl visits me every day, a different one for each way the sun positions itself through my open window. She comes through and sits in perfect quiet and smiles, waiting her turn to speak, waiting for permission to move. When I am ready, when she is ready, she looks around, takes the complete measure of the space, opens her mouth wide, testing the air with the surface of her hard palate, much like a cat. A quick flick of her tongue to confirm all she needs to know of this new world beforehand. When she is done, she swallows the room, or the room swallows her. The world wants me only pineapple exotic. Pray for us. The world wants me to please only speak English in here. Pray for us. The world wants me to clean up their mess, but go back to my goddamn country. Pray for us. Let us pray. When the world creeps between my thighs, it impregnates me by force. It calls the debacle an immaculate conception, feigning an unsullied white. But doesn't virgin sacrifice demand blood? And doesn't blood stain red and then rust? Today, a girl comes and decides whether to sip or gulp down this room. When she can pass beneath notice, she breathes a sigh of relief. She has always known she was only as good as each face she made sure to tuck and smooth over the previous face, rotting underneath. Do not take the blessing of code switching in vain, blending in as gift from the gods. Our Lady of Culture gone to the wayside. Pray for us sinners. Amen. And then this one is called Departure. The term we have chosen, departure, means the action of leaving. And starting here, we create our falsehood. I resolve to remain rooted. When I decide this, I tell myself I will this to be fact. I know I do not hold in me the outcome. It's a softness in my part, a softness more to the recipient than to myself. Or does it make better sense the other way around? Can we easily interchange softness and weakness and still be having the same conversation? I do not know who is to blame if anyone emerges and claims the role of scapegoat. We assign the role of lamb and slaughter because we care not in existing, uneasy and not understand who is to pity and who is to blame. We label everything within our reach, and here in this act, we can breathe a little easier. Is denial a conceit we concocted, playing gods, eluding our shadows as they chased us, desiring to press shame down upon us, the weight revolting, all too familiar, all too human? This, my dazzling fabrication, blankets the dead earth. It looms a briefly shimmering menace obstructing the light from the sky. Perhaps departure truly means remaining where I already am and allowing the wind to take me with it on its journey or blow me over. Perhaps departure means letting go and not following capricious pathways. I circle the nexus of my being, tread cautiously, repeating patterns, packing down firm, sure soil beneath my feet. I plot this course again, once more, endless, dizzying. I do not falter, my own gravitational pull holds me within. I will be here, a stationary satellite of being, freedom from seeking but not comprehending, a willing prisoner in a closed orbit of my own creation. And starting and ending here, a semblance of truth. Thank you.
Yeah, snap. Oh, snaps. Clap, clap. Cheer, cheer, cheer. Fire in the chat. 100% emojis. Always great to hear a set from you. Any promotions as well before we move on? Anything?
Mike coming up on Thursday. It's all about bees, the importance of bees and love of bees. And yeah, I have a Tumble Words project workshop coming up on the 19th, I believe, and it's called Emotional Topography. So we're gonna explore the map of our emotions. It's gonna be lovely. We're gonna cry. It's gonna be all sorts of wonderful shit.
That's great. I love that title. Also, do you have a link to the bee thing?
Yes, I do.
Okay, cool. Share that. Because yeah. Thank you so much, Finn, for joining us as always and being such I mean, a lot of you guys, pillars in our community, with all the projects and events that you do. Okay, so shout out to everyone in the live chat. Hello, hello. So if you're tuning in, if you're listening, hey, and if you haven't had a chance to do so, just say hello in the chat. It's nice to know who's listening, who's watching. Even if you can't stay the whole night, it's nice to see that people have stuck around. Again, this is the live stream, but remember, you guys can also catch the replay or the VOD, the video on demand, anytime during the week. I know quite a few people who do that. Usually, as they listen like a podcast while they're doing chores, cleaning, driving to work or school, studying, So any way you consume, just let us know. It's nice to know. Leave a comment even. All right, so we're gonna keep this thing going, and he's been given a couple shout outs throughout the night, both in name and in project. That is Tumblewords Project. If you go to Old Sheepdog, you can see him as host. He performs joins us on the writers' nights, sometimes at Storycraft, and sometimes on Tuesdays. It just all depends. But without further ado, it's time for Mr. Monday Night. That's right, Kit Ren on the way, the only one. All right, Kit, take it away. Yo.
Except no substitutes. No, if you hear about an imposter Kit Ren, please tell me. I've had trouble with that before. Okay, it's a notebook day. Gonna try and look at some things I've been neglecting, see if they make sense out loud. My poetics are mundane but bizarre. I am delusional enough to spend whole days thinking of epigrams I would choose, and one of them is Wisława Szymborska's "There is no such thing as an ordinary life." As such, my muses are earthbound, stealthy, preoccupied with traffic, before they look up and remember who I am. Perhaps Posey is an IT center, and I wait for my inbox to fill with tickets from perplexed muses, cryptically unexplained problems, urgent in the telling and goofy and underwhelming in their resolution. As with IT, there's a lot of sitting around in poetry. There's a lot of relitigating of the basics. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Have you tried turning it on and off again? We can have insular conversations together, splattered with jargon, and our friends will rely on tone cues to hang on. It sounds like, and even most days feels like, ineffectual pickings at the margin. But with poetry, just like IT, if we don't intervene, people will die. I don't meet the fitness requirements for the revolution. I should have listened to my gym bro friend. He has not gone the way of many gym bros. Is that simply because he knows me? Does that sound ridiculous out loud? Yeah, a little. Bear with me. I have seen that no profession, technical level, or hobby is immune to the draw of fascism, but I have fewer stories of painful friend breakups than others. If I attributed that solely to myself, would I sound ridiculous? The most important fights are ones where I'm not on the front line. My slot machine came up all cherry, cis white hetero. Perhaps the soft power of friendship acts as soft power abroad. Every dollar spent on hospitals is not only not spent on bullets, but will no longer need to be spent on bullets. I don't like the idea of everything I do having political echoes. I don't like broccoli. It still grows. I didn't arrive at my beliefs through pure intellectual exercise, but from caring about the people I care about. I know that the soft power of friendship gets results, because I am one. So I spray out electrons of connection, hoping to bond. Every ion makes it harder for you to break and pretend that you're alone. Okay, well, my cover poem's pretty long, so I'll just stop at 2. Because I'm going to be doing Tumbleweeds on July 26th, and I picked the recently passed Alice Notley as the theming part of the workshop. She's very fun, so she just recently passed. So if this is your first time hearing an Alice Notley poem, she's dead. Too bad. But this is as good as anything by Alice Notley. I don't see the point of remembering you. You're too boring, Iowa City, Iowa. Much duller topologically than Needles, California. I'm here in the Rebel Motel with my grape-colored sweater and matte tea. whose smoky odors bound up with first rooms and foods here, sex and snow. I write about Needles Herman and rocks. The story is called As Good as Anything, and in it, Daft Herman, true local of Needles, says, rocks is as good as anything. I figured that out. Summer after first love affair in New York, hung out home at a rock shop, inspecting geodes and thunder eggs, arsenic samples and petrified dinosaur dung. What can I say about Iowa City? Everyone's an academic poetry groupie. I haven't yet written a poem. There's a bar where for 25 cents a meal of boiled egg and tiny beer. Really, I don't know what kind of poetry, what's the name of the make they use here, or what kinds of poetry live people write in the world. Is there a right and wrong poetry, one might still ask, as I patronize retrospectively the Iowa style, characterized as I remember by the assumption of desperation, boredom behind two-story houses, divorce, incomes, fields, pigs, getting into pants. Well, not really in poems. Well, no wells, and all in the cost of mode of men who and the suicidal women who want to be culpable for something. Settle for being mean to their wives and writing dour stanzas. God, this is itchy. I modeled for art classes. That's rather interesting, the hypocrisy. Nobody needs to paint nude women. They just like to. So here I am, naked for art, which is a lot of dumb fucks. I already know. Same with poetry, written and judged by these befoibled guys who think, the poetic moment's a pocket and pool. Where can I publish it? What can I do to my second or third wife now? Nothing happens in Iowa. So can I change myself here? Yes, I can start to become contemptuous. Is that good or bad? Probably bad. In New York, I developed a philosophy of sympathy and spiritual equality. Out the window, easily, upon my first meeting real assholes. A rock's as good as anything. There are no rocks in Iowa. Shit black soil, a tree or two, no mountain or tall edifice, university drabs, peeping toms, anti-war riots, visiting poets treated like royalty, especially if they fuck the locals or have a record of fighting colorfully with their wives. You can go to the movies once a week, like in Needles. You can fuck a visiting poet. You can be berated before a visiting poet as fuckable, but not fuck. You can write your first poems thinking you might as well, since the most stupid people in the universe are writing their 500th here. I'm doing that now. What difference does it make? I like my poems. They're as good as rocks. Yeah. So, as I said, July 26th. There'll be more where that came from. We'll be looking at the poems of Alice Notley. July 19th, as Finn Bell was so kind to mention and so kind to do. Emotional Topography. That's a great title. Another great title, July 12th, Maria Perez. The Realm of Toys. Ooh, let's all visit that realm together this Saturday. Would it be fun? Of course it will. Stop doubting it. It's rude. All right. Well, we'll kick it back to Richie. Thank you all very much.
All right. Thank you, Kit. Let's see. All right. Tumblewords, go check it out if you have not a chance. Generative writing workshop, a great spot to just get some stuff down. That is a lesson I learned really hard. I stopped writing as much, and April I challenged myself, and damn it, you got to go and just write. That's it. Give yourself something to work with. Ultimately, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and go to Malaysia. That's right. Yes, we have Julian Matthews up next, and the share screen should be all ready. So, Julian, when you are ready, I'll go ahead and get you into the spotlight. After Julian is Hale Brook, followed by Luis Gamberos, just as a heads up. So, Julian, when you're ready, there you go. Let me get you into the spotlight. Hello, hello. Hey.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. One, two, three poems. Something just came up today. Oh, why is it not showing? Click share. Hit this. Okay. Oh, oh, there it is. Okay. Yellow. Tempter of memories. Come sweet, squeeze me, you say. Easy squeezy, grow leaky, you lay wet and ready. A dish, puckered up like soapy opera. I'd rather you dry up, calcify like coral. The burden of memory is remembering. Grief is a sponge I'd rather not crush. Loss is the last drop before release. The second one. To get it going. Why is this not happening? Okay. Apologies. Okay, it is. Come on. Okay. Writing myself into existence. My muse a fugitive, my thoughts kidnapped, my words the ransom. I cannot undream a dream, I cannot unmare a nightmare. I can't get off this horse that I haven't even ridden. I can't unride the spinning of this carousel of delusions. I'm caught in a vortex, rotating on a spindle of time. I'm churning, burning, yearning. I'm unlearning who I am. Identity is a falsity. You're never who you are. You never get where you're going. You never arrive. Know thyself, or so say the sages, who themselves know not themselves. I let go of line, meter, stanza, and rhyme. I orchestrate my own sentence. All instruments are tuned to lamentation. The universe hums its own tune regardless. Nothing makes sense. Nothing needs to make sense until it does, until the monotonous buzzing recedes and I sense a coming, becoming, a wave behave, the timpani of an epiphany, a revelation reveals itself. Aha! The wind turns the page and I'm at the bottom of the well of understanding, drawing myself up in a bucket of words, liquid and fluid, folding over me and into each other, reshaping the dream into ink reality. Then it's done. Thank you. And you should read this maybe. It's just fresh off. Why is this not happening today? Oh, where's it? Still rough draft. Empathy for everything that's going on. is it? Why is it not showing up? Hit share, and there it is. When the waters rose. If I was Noah, I would have pulled up at Camp Mystic, asked every child counselor to get on the ark. They would be happy to get on board to play with all the animals. Watch out for the white striped brown snakes and those tiny blue frogs, I'd say. Ham, my youngest, will uncage the capybaras, kakapos, and mouse deer. We'd have fun sitting on the wooden floor and drawing, coloring, and maybe even writing poetry about all the creatures, great and small. We'd imitate animal sounds, sing campfire songs, and clap and cheer. At night, we'd gather round and contemplate the stars and tell scary ghost stories and fairy tales with happy endings and watch their bright and beautiful eyes slowly shutting. And we tucked them all in bed under shared blankets to dream of times when warnings were always heeded, when foreknowledge was an accurate weather report, when the rising oceans were mitigated, when rivers were never rage, when the waters were placid as a baby, sleeping tenderly in a virgin mother deity's arms, silent and still, eyes without vision, ears without holes, lips that never spoke but said so much. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you, Julian. Appreciate that. And I do have your link tree, so I will forward that to everyone on YouTube. Actually, Julian Matthews, everyone out of Malaysia, and for our cool peeps tuning along on YouTube. If you want to follow him online, there is the link tree right there. Always fun to watch and listen to you read, especially off your documents there. We got a little bit of live editing too, a little bit of a little slice of that this time around, but I love it. Again, hashtag not poetry. Okay, we're going to come back to the area, but to Las Cruces, where we have a song from Halebrook. And hopefully you figured the camera thing out. Looks like it. All right, Halebrook, you are on up next, and you are muted. Yo, there you are.
How's it going, everybody? This is Halebrook. I wrote this song last night while I was listening to a song. It's a weird song, but for some reason it stuck with me, and it's about 9 years old now. It's a David Bowie song titled Black Star. You know, I was listening to that. I also read The Alchemist a couple of weeks ago and was inspired by that and drew from a lot of things. But it's titled Alchemist, and it's supposed to kind of, I call it ethereal doo-wop. I'm not really sure about what the genre is, but you know, if I had a guitar and a few extra people, it would sound better. But all right. Can you hear my finger snap, by the way?
Yes.
Okay. Sun reaches its highest plane. I take the good Lord's name in vain. Was it fate or was it chance? Skeptical of happenstance. Devils nipping at my heels, can't cast them away with pills. Voices warring in my head. Some days I wish I were dead. Still under a wicked spell,
I settled where the sandstorms dwell. Reclusive for 2 whole years, the desert gladly drank my tears. Deep into the starry night, I vow to overcome my plight. Wind showed up and spoke my name, told me my soul was mine to claim. Where treasures lie beneath the sand that I dig with naked hands. Eyes bright like amethyst, skin all but sun-kissed. Found a spark inside of me, molded my heart with alchemy.
Thank you very much.
Very cool. Love the graphics. Love it. The snaps were loud and clear and nice and crisp. Love the song. Hold on. I forgot to switch over. I'm sorry. Get back on the spotlight. My bad. I was like, that was too American Idol for my taste. Like, love the snaps, loud and crisp. No, that was cool, man. I've got some ideas for some doo-wop musicians to get behind you. I'll follow up with that on our other message thread. Thank you, Hale Brook. Glad you got to jump on. And as of now, I think you were standing at oh, you got dethroned by Sandy. I'm looking at the crowns here. There's a new crown system. It's kind of funny to see. Anyway, yeah, thanks for everyone who's been tuning in. We're gonna go ahead and tune in with our friend who's in Germany. Wait, is he still here? Yes, he is. We got Luis Gamberos in the house. It's like super early in the morning, so when you're ready, I'll switch it over to you. Always happy to hear from you and hear your beautiful music, Luis.
Hey, Rich, always happy to hear from you as well. What's up, Kit? All right, I'm gonna sing just 2 covers by Bright Eyes. Hear the chimes, did you know that the wind, when it blows, it is older than Rome, and all of this sorrow. See the new pyramids down in old Manhattan. From the roof of a friend I watched an empire ending, heard it loud and long, the river's song time marching on to a madman's drum. Don't forget what you've learned, all you give is returned. And if life seems absurd, all you need is some laughter and a season asleep and a place to get clean. Maybe Los Angeles, somewhere no one's expecting. On a detox walk over Glendale Park, over sidewalk chalk, some rope that read start over. So I muffle my scream on an Oxnard beach full of fever dreams that scare me sober into saltless dinners. tree, break the skin with your teeth. Is it bitter or sweet? All depends on your timing, like a meeting of chance with a train station glance. Many lifetimes have passed in an instant reminder of a millstone house in the seaside town when your heart gave out in a mission bed. So your wife gave birth to a funeral dirge. You woke up purged as a wailing infant in Krukthep, Thailand. Hear the chimes, did you know that the wind when it blows, it is older than Rome, and all our joy and our sorrows. Heard you scheming new pyramids, another big idea to get you rich. Make a plan to love me, make a plan to love me sometime soon. You said you had a foot in the door. You buy and then you sell, you buy some more. Make a plan to love me, make a plan to love me sometime soon. Life's too short, death doesn't ask, and it don't know you that. Some things you lose, you don't get back. So just know what you have, and make a plan to love me, and make a plan to love me sometime soon. First you wanna ride off into the sun, and then you wanna shoot straight to the moon. Make a plan to love me, and make a plan to love me sometime soon. When you're young, the world's a Ferris wheel. I know we will grow old, it's lovely still. Make a plan to love me, and make a plan to love me sometime soon. And life's too short to be a fool, and I don't know you that. Do what you feel, whatever's cool, but I just have to ask, will you make a plan to love me, plan to love me. You make a plan to love me sometime soon. Alright, my name is Luis Gamberos. You can catch my music on Bandcamp and SoundCloud. And Rich, again, thanks as always for hosting. You rock.
Oh man, you clearly rock. As always, I feel like I took it for granted all those times you would play at the Rock House in downtown El Paso or Black Orchid Lounge, and just you covered the night in the sweetness of your sound. And it's nice to just get a moment of that again, even if it's through online. So thank you, man. Luis Camberos, everyone. Please drop I think your SoundCloud link or anywhere to be found, actually, like you said, anywhere music is found. And we'll be happy to share that with everyone on YouTube. Okay, so we got a couple more peeps left. Maybe I'll jump in for a quick one or two at some point. But right now we're gonna go to Washington D.C., where we've got Mr. Ed Poetastic. Ed, when you are ready, I will get you into the spotlight, my friend. Hello, hello. Happy Monday.
Hello, hello, happy Monday. I want to thank everyone's wonderful, stupendous, and magnificent wordplay each and every day. Thank you, my brother, like no other, with words like thunder. Hello, my name is Ed Potastical. I'm feeling fantastic. Please time to control my rhyme. Follow sublime. I got one short piece and 3 pieces, so I take too much time. But first, my heart goes out to the poor victims of the Texas flood. Our blessings are with you. All right. This first one is called Give Me Poetry. Give me poetry or give me death. Resist the tormentors and you open my centers. Use your rolling daggers to attack the attackers. The dream isn't over. Embrace the exposure. Understand stupidity is king. Don't let them clip your wings. I'll embrace the revolution to chain this shallow institution. Poetry needs to be spoken, not to be banned or cost a token. If words aren't free, then what is? Don't be mute in the dark abyss. Please fight, write, or speak. Even the tiniest mouse has to squeak. Thank you. This other one is called Lyrical Butterflies. Oh, music, what can I say about you? You make me happier than a fist wind in the blue. All music is harmony to all our ears. It exterminates our darkest fears and leaves us in happy tears. Music can send fire to our hearts, or a big warm hug. It can kill the inner traumas or the toxic bugs. Music gives us a safe space. It gives us a vibrant room to elevate, concentrate, and meditate with extra grace. Music gives us a nostalgia and a more surreal time. It reminds us we are aligned, our physical and mental prime. Music can raise oceans, destroy mountains, and set off volcanoes. It's hard to believe just from listening to a few notes. Music can make you move and groove a billion times. It's deep in our roots, kind of like these rhymes. Music gives us a moment to express ourselves in this ugly yet beautiful world. It can inspire and teach any boy or girl. Music is art in its own unique and luminous form to break out of our boring dorms. It could be a radiant sun or a chaotic storm, but listen in order to transform. Music is the air we breathe and the food we eat. It's the senses that freeze our bodies and burn our feet. Music is a performance that's happening inside our minds. Actually, it's like poetry. You can feel the energy going up our spines. Music is, wait, don't just take my word for it. Put on your headphones or earbuds and immerse yourself in the musical blue. Let the notes go through and around you in order to get lost inside your whimsical cocoon. Thank you. My second one poem It's called Wrong Turn, Right Question. I ponder my actions, a blissful satisfaction. Oh, the river regret, the roaries of debt. It haunts me too, sticking like glue. But who else but you? You did a breakthrough. Why? But why ask why? Why is the sky in the sky? You hit speed bumps. You got some lumps. If you do or done it, but learning is a habit. You're young, flinging mindless dung. You're old, flinging bitter cold. If I count my mistakes, it'll keep you awake. I would wish them all away. Yet it wouldn't make me feel a-okay. They would give me nightmares. Despair can rot, scream, and tear. I don't want that, a matter of fact. I'd rather be dirty. I can't ruin my journey. I know you would, but do you think you should? If your mistakes were gone, it wouldn't redo your wrongs. The wrongs of being you. Now you got the clue. I can't believe I did, but don't be a squid. Don't question life with all your might. It was born first, even if it hurts. Life puts you there, sometime is fair. Why does life bite? To keep you not uptight. Why did he or she died? To swallow their pride. Why didn't I get the job? So you won't get robbed. Why can't I find love? So you could be a dove. Why can't I win the lottery? So your life can be in harmony. If you didn't do it, you wouldn't earn grit. It was so crazy. Is your mind less hazy? Taking chances builds character. Your personality is quite particular. Thank you. And last but not least, this is called Price Tag. Be yourself, not a bookshelf. I can't. I'm not an ant. I think I can. Is this barren land? We see the same trend now and over again. P want Gucci bags, then carelessly brag. P want new Nikes, then say life sucks and bites. P want a crazy sign, then knowledge kicks their behind. P want a Tesla, then they want something extra. P want Louis Vuitton, but asks, does this have gluten? P want Calvin Klein, then say they're in a financial bind. P want BMWs, but whine feeling blue. P want clothes like celebrities, yet fueling these laboring factories. We're all living with clones, with hearts as stone. I'm saying, please, 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 don't fall for this disease. You're a true blue original. You have hidden potential. Don't think like the crowd. Instead, make your own sounds. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ed. And as always, man, you know the drill. It's the bonus track. How can people find and support you online?
Well, you can follow me, support me online while coming to this wonderful open mic that makes our money light so light in the wonderful, protestic spotlight. All right. But if you want to follow me, please feel free. My Facebook's Eddie Foreman and my IG is Foreman/Eddie at IGN.com. But anyway, if there's an open mic, I'll be there to spew my wonderful, fantastic insight. If you send me a request, if you take a guess, the answer is yes. Hope everyone stay healthy, safe, and blessed. Now start spewing the one words that shout out your chest. Now start feeling and being and doing your best. And always remember that you're more important than you ever know. Don't stop your flow and never stop your glow. If you don't know, now you know. I love this show.
Perfect, man. That's right. And if you don't know, now you know. Said Poetastic. It's been something fantastic for us tonight on a Monday, as always. Thank you, man. Okay, so as often as we've done many times before, we've had a long, lengthy list of great performers and performances, and you can't end a sentence without a period or an exclamation mark or a damn the man. So today's event, his closer, I guess. I might share a couple after he's done, though, too. But without further ado, our closer, Dan the Man. Dan, when you're ready, take it away.
All right, thanks, Richie. All right, how's everybody doing tonight? Well, yeah, cool. Hang on a minute. Don't write that one right there. All right. Okay. All right, how's everybody doing tonight? I hope you guys have a safe and happy 4th of July. Well, I ain't lie because it's always times been fly. Times has to by fly and yeah, flying by and always has to be that's on the high. Only has a catfish to fry. All right. Well, that's a ode to the globe, ode to the road, and yep. But we don't know about the Morse code. But still at the railroad, but zip code out of mode. So yeah, no wonder we have the pigeon toe that go hit the road. Yeah, hit the road, road. Yeah. Well, but even though there's Dottie who just sees Scotty, but there's just a spotty on the karate. But there's and you see there's nobody, but there's somebody heavenly to everybody. Yeah, yeah. So blast off. There's always the off, but there's the kickoff, but no rip off, but a trade off, no show off, on and off. And what the hell's a stroganoff? Okay, but I know we thought it was poetry, but it's now become a tragedy. Yeah, Central Texas. Uh, now 70%. You know, first was 50, then was 90. Now it's somewhere more than 100, 130. I don't know. Uh, uh, God rest their souls. Our thoughts and prayers with those who are in Central Texas affected by the flooding. God rest their souls. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Again, our thoughts and prayers to everybody and are affected by the floods. Yeah. Sad. Oh, yeah, sad. Hmm. Yeah, find the one with odd. Yeah, yeah, here. Yep, flash flood. We always say everything, everything's a thud. No rosebud, just flesh and blood, affected by the blood, affected by the flood, stick in the mud. We always say, don't turn around, don't drain. Our Texas, 100 down. Turn around, don't drown. Oh, the lives are in the fight for the lives. Yep. And the floods sadly sight. And hope there's light. All right. Okay, Richie, let's go ahead and call it a night.
All right, Dan. It's okay. Well, thanks for the attention to all those peeps. You know, we're thinking about it, you know, and let's make the moves where we can kind of avoid them in the future. Natural disasters are tough, but there's ways we can avoid it. I'm gonna end actually with a couple of pieces, guys. Back in the day, more than a decade ago, maybe at this point, 2016, almost, we had a poetry slam group in town called Frontera Poetry Slam. And in addition to like being an MC, one of my roles was kind of writing group poems. So I got a couple group poems that I want to share today with you guys, if you don't mind. I wrote this one with my roommate at the time, the night before heading to a big competition in Albuquerque. It was the Southwest Shootout, and we met some big names. If you look at a lot of the people like doing spoken word stuff and are in that scene, we had a lot of people representing from all over. So this one's called Shenanigans. We got the highest score around, so that's always a fun one for me. I'm gonna read it as a single person though. Um, see how it goes. Shenanigans. One word, four syllables. Shenanigans. Because if actions speak louder than words, then shenanigans are screamed from the tops of mountains and annihilate what you used to know as truth. Some people believe our lives are dictated by fate, but with little shenanigans, you can take control of your life. Shenanigans build character. You can't buy personality. And personally, pronouns are profound when I and I are pronounced as we. Because who we be is free. We manage mischief in places of obscure origins, like America. We appreciate the finer things in life, but sometimes you just want to break shit. We are Coyote, the anti hero of our grandmother's stories, trickster. We know shenanigans well. See, they kept me sane during those hard times when I was eating microwave splintered weenies in a tortilla and ramen every day because that's all there was in my kitchen besides skukas. Staying up late, sleeping past noon, beer for breakfast, and then doing it all over again. The unemployed shenanigans, the looking for your next fix shenanigans. Because little chaos is fun and good for the soul, especially when raunchy debauchery becomes a welcomed occurrence. Shenanigans is the sound of rusty chainsaws being juggled. Shenanigans is freedom. So be free to make mistakes, announce your love to that one person or two. Hey, whatever makes your plane soar. Shenanigans is the number you call after 2 a.m. We've been down in and out because of shenanigans, left to pontificate, perhaps even evacuate the words that we masticate all over the sidewalk. If there isn't a threat of being arrested, you're doing it wrong. It's the zenith of xenified bohemian behaviors etched into the secret passageways of underground cities. It's can't stop, won't stop, and it goes like Shenanigans reminds me of revolution. You see, the Arab Spring, Mexico 68, the Civil Rights Movement, Black Lives Matter, these wouldn't exist without the desire for shenanigans. So take some time to upset the balance of the universe. Quantum physics dictates we are allowed to make a myriad of choices. Shake some atoms and unravel what you thought was impossible. Because it's like they say, Rome wasn't built in a... Fuck it, let's do it anyway. Shenanigans. All right, so that's a longer one that I wrote. This is one I wrote last week under the hue of some dope jazz and smoky sax solos, and a newer member into the poetry scene. This is a De La Deadwall Reveries collab because I was being threatened with a good time. Damn it. Okay. Half jest, half grin, half prophecy, half warning, a tremble in his chest, a weight beyond his eyes, awaiting the tragedy, looking to lean into the storm. All right. So I'll do one more of my group poems. I like writing with other people. So if you guys ever want to do that, let me know. Last one. Sunlight cascades off your shoulder, reminiscent of the untouchable. Golden bloomings, humming the ecstasy of pursuit, punctuated past perfectionisms, growing lust like lush, lingering in the hollow doorways of our mind, vined and tethered, straining forward, yearning toward, frantic, frenetic, fantastic, untamed and ready for change, hurtling into effervescent unknowns. Cheers. All right. I don't know. Okay. So, quick reminder, guys. Uh, we got some events this week, Tuesday, tomorrow. If you're watching this not live, then it might be already long gone. Tuesday night at Mono Bar. Come hang out with us. Sign up is at 8 p.m. Show starts after 9 p.m. There is food. They usually have hot dogs and tater tots that they make with stuff. It's good. Wednesday, we have our writers' night at Proof and Press. Come through, hang out. It's a really cool spot if you want to work on your craft. We choose certain poets to like share some pieces, and we get to workshop them with each other. Like it's a fun way to look at your work. And then nothing this Thursday, but the following week we will be at Tuesday at Rosewood, Wednesday at Crown of Crows, and Thursday we have our songwriter event. So if you guys are a songwriter, come through. We have another collab with EP Takes the Stage. But anyway, follow us online, BWOMS.com. My name is Rich. You can follow me at Deadwall Reveries if you haven't already. And we hope to see you guys next Monday. So for the live stream, I got it on the end live stream button right here. So thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for everyone who stuck around in the chat. Love you guys. Hope to see you guys next Monday.